Hello there. So we've just seen Mickey 17 at the cinema, Harlow Queensgate specifically. So yeah, that was a film.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, it was a good film, but the plot was a little tricky to follow some places, and it was a bit weird in places.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, but more on the lower end.
Yeah.
I would say it was all right for me, but
Yeah.
I really struggled to make sense of the story. Maybe it's a case of seeing it again to have a more concrete opinion, but first impressions were, what the hell was going on?
Yeah.
That would be my first question.
Yeah, the first act was quite slow. I understand building the world up, establishing the rules, etc. But man, was it slow.
Yeah, it really was too long. It was like, what, 2 hours 15?
2 hours 17 total,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Way too long
The first,
for what it was needed.
it was 35 minutes to get to the title card.
Yeah, that was very weird. And I mean, it's well acted. Robert Pattinson is good. Naomi Aki's good. Mark Ruffalo's good. Toni Collette's good. It's a good cast, and they work well together. But the story is tricky. It's a weird one. And would you say there's some like religious and political undertones?
Religion and political undertones. Like Mark Ruffalo's character is so definitely inspired by Donald Trump, and he's backed by these religious people who are whispering in his ear, and his wife is a bit kind of on the Doolally side. She wants this sauce thing, like tasting sauce thing, and so forth. It's kind of a bit weird, and it feels like sometimes she feels like she's running the show, but other times he goes into total nutcase mode, and sometimes it's the butler.
Yeah, they're all kind of pulling his strings. Yeah,
they're kind of pulling each other's strings.
It's not really clear who's actually in charge in some ways.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be him, I guess.
It's supposed to be, and it's more so him later. But his wife and the butler kind of pull each other's strings a little bit. Yeah,
and there's also like media people filming everything, and
yeah, he likes the attention.
I guess I guess you could say he's trying to create some propaganda.
Yeah.
For people to ingest, and it's all to do with these aliens, because they go onto this alien planet and they find these things. Well, they call them the creepers, but they're these kind of worm-looking things.
Yeah, it's sort of like big rats, actually.
Yeah,
or like possum creatures. Interesting. They wanted to colonize the planet for themselves, and then they find the creatures. They think they're hostile, so they then start attacking. I'm going to stand up because my arm is fucking aching. I just need a second.
I'll hold it.
Oh, ow. Oh, ow. It does that after a while. So, yeah, it's a bit of a bizarre one in places. And
it also stand a little bit closer.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bizarre one. And also the ethnics of sort of cloning in a way. They don't say cloning specifically, but cloning is sort of kind of used as an allegory.
Well, and it's in the trailer, so it's not really a spoiler.
It's not a spoiler.
Yeah,
I mean, Mickey. It's the premise of the story.
Yeah, Mickey who keeps dying, or because he's signed up to do that.
Yeah, employed. That's his job. He dies and he's replaced each time. Yeah. But they don't like multiples, so that's a big no-no. And that's where I think during Act 2, that's where things change gear. Yeah, because Act 1 is definitely setting it up.
Yeah, but even getting to that point where we saw 18 took a while.
Yeah,
it took a long time, and I just found myself. I found myself getting very tired very quickly. It really needed to talk to your editor, because it really needed to be cut down.
And the script writer. I think you need script editor, because the director wrote it, but maybe script edit some bits.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a hodgepodge. There's too much going on in this movie. It was very hard to follow. Like you say, there's like religious elements, political elements.
So you've got that in the background.
There's the cloning, sci-fi. There's also a love story of sorts.
Yeah.
And then there's the stuff with the aliens. And I know it's all trying to be pieces of one big story.
They're trying to throw in a love square in around halfway through, but it doesn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, there's this I forget her name. Kai, why was she in the film?
Because it seems like she lost her best friend / possible girlfriend, but then she comes on to Mickey. Yeah. And then she exits the film for a bit, and then so that goes nowhere.
Yeah, the script is so, I think, overloaded.
Yeah,
I think that's my problem. Processing it now, I think it's it's very convoluted.
Yeah.
You could have removed some of these elements and reduced the runtime and created more of a through line.
Yeah.
Because it feels like there's too much going on, and we kind of lose focus of whose story is it? Is it about Mickey, or is it about the aliens, or is it about Mark Ruffalo? It's kind of a mess.
Yeah,
really.
it's a bit all over the place. So
yeah, but it's visually very impressive. The music is great. There are some entertaining bits and there's some good comedy.
The effects are really great.
Yeah.
Those
Robert
aliens look like
Pattinson.
they're really there. Yeah.
Robert Pattinson puts on an American accent.
Does a very weird American accent.
Weird American accent, but it does work. And also he plays almost two versions of himself.
Yeah. Well, technically he plays 18, but...
Yeah, that's what I mean. He plays 18 and 17.
I mean, 18 versions of himself. Maybe not all of them appear on screen, but several of them.
Yeah.
But specifically numbers 17 and 18.
I think he's kind of matching up against Sean Bean as the amount of on-screen deaths for one actor.
I think there's quite a few actors who have those positions, like Michael Biehn from Terminator and Aliens.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I left feeling very confused. I'm going to be honest. And the ending confused me as well. I won't say what happens in case you want to see it, but the ending with certain characters who reappear, and I'm like, why are they here now?
I think that's a dream sequence. I think that's what it's supposed to be.
But if that's a dream, then it wasn't made very clear, and it was kind of dumb in my eyes.
I think that could have been one thing that could have been cut.
They could have removed that.
Make it a minute shorter.
Yeah.
Just 1 or 2 minutes shorter. Even that would have been slightly improved.
Yeah. But to have the main title card come up,
34, 35 minutes?
That's a big mistake. I would have, considering that the movie starts out in non-linear. Yeah. It starts in the middle of the movie and then it kind of loops around again to that scene, and then we get the title card. It's like, well, if that was where the title was going to appear, you should have just had it
at the start
anyway.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. That just caught me off guard.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah. I was surprised.
Strange. Very strange.
Yeah.
But, some good set design. A very weird movie. If you like weird movies, this is for you, I guess. Yeah. Bong Joon-ho is a good director.
Parasite was amazing. Snowpiercer is really good. I haven't seen the rest of his filmography, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, I wouldn't say this is his best one for me.
Out of the three I've seen, this is his weakest, in my opinion. Snowpiercer is really good. Parasite's easily the best.
It's I'd like to say it's well put together, but from the script point of view, I don't think it actually is. I think it's
more of an execution, and even then we struggled with it.
I think that it needed rewrite. I think this is a first draft. It feels like a first draft of every idea that hasn't been streamlined, and that's
maybe
that's
this
how
is a
I
problem
feel.
with the book as well, but
depends
how that's structured.
Yeah,
so.
But if you don't want to see the Snow White remake, then maybe this is for you as well.
Maybe. I mean, there's a couple of other things coming out. So
Last Breath looks pretty good.
Yeah, it's Novichok, Novocaine, and Body Bag. Those were looking pretty good.
Yes.
I mean, we'll see what we can see.
Yeah, I've got nothing else to say about this. So.
Well, overall, a good film, but it could have maybe been a bit more streamlined in the script and editing and final cuts departments.
Yeah. Out of 10?
I'm leaning to 8 because it is really good. It's just because of those issues we had, you can't get to a solid 9 or 10.
Yeah. See, I'm on the lower end. It's going to sound harsh, but I'm leaning towards a 5.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
it was all right. It was mediocre for me.
Yeah.
Good things in it. The actors are really good, but the script was cluttered for me.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. There are worse films, don't get me wrong, but there's also better.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. So, that's it from us. Thank you for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
See you soon.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.